Welcome to Ask the Experts. Tonight we have a special show called The Butt Camp. I love it, with Tom Antion. I'm Marian LaSalle, and with me tonight my co-hosts are Ilene Dillon and Lady Lou. And I would like everyone to say hello to Tom.
Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hey. Hi, Tom.
Hello.
So, Tom, you're a longtime professional speaker, and you make money giving people all kinds of information, and your butt camp is just part of that, helping people to work with the electronics of being on the internet while sitting on their behinds, which the older I get, the more attractive that looks to me. So we're really happy to have you on the show tonight, Tom, especially you are a person with a great sense of humor, which we've already been enjoying. So don't shut down on us now. Keep the humor going.
Well,
and welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, well, Butt Camp came around, and it's the longest running, continuously running internet seminar. Started around 1997. There was about 3 of us doing them back in those days, and I don't know what happened to those guys, but and I never planned on doing it. People started. I was doing so well on the internet. People started begging me to teach them this stuff. So they said, "You got to have a boot camp. You got to have a boot camp." And I come from a comic background, and I was not about to do what everybody else does. So I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm thinking, I'm sitting here on my rear end making all this money. I'll call it Butt Camp. And so I did it, and it caught on, and I've done them in 11 countries around the world. But in London, they made me call it Bum Camp.
And tell us a little bit about what the people who came looked like if it was called Bum Camp.
Well, I did have an interesting situation in Key West when I did it. Somebody misconstrued what it was about, and there was a very interesting looking person showed up, and she or he, I'm not sure, stayed. Stayed.
Pronouns. Focus on pronouns.
Yeah, I don't know what to call it, but basically, Butt Camp. Well, if I give it to you in a nutshell, you know how they sometimes say that when you find the right one, you know it right away, right? But what they don't tell you is when you find the wrong one, it takes you years of pain to figure it out, right? So my goal is to help people get out of that pain, because I've been doing this literally now that it's 2021 to 27 years straight. Since the commercial internet started in 1994. And it's been the best. I've been in business for 44 years, but this has been the best lifestyle business ever, because you can, other than Lady Lou, who doesn't have a cell phone, you can do this from wherever you are. Maybe she can borrow somebody's at Starbucks. Hey, I got to run my internet business. Can I borrow your phone?
I don't know how to turn them on.
I'll show you.
Lady Lou's going to be your biggest challenge ever for your butt camp.
Well, pretty soon they'll do it all by mental telepathy. You won't need a phone. They'll just inject it in you, like with the vaccine. They'll just throw an extra chip in there, and what the heck? So
it goes on. So when is the next one coming up?
Well, they're curtailed until we're allowed to have live meetings.
Okay.
So they're a good live event. I may do one online one of these days, but it does get sore sitting on your butt for, it's a full day, very heavy duty day. So the live events have, that's what it's always been. But, if they keep shutting us down, I'll do them online. No problem. But it's definitely, I try to make things unique. So if you pay to come once, you come forever for free. And so some people some of you probably know Patricia Fripp. She's been there 8 times,
Wow.
But she doesn't get her fingers dirty doing the stuff. She always brings a young person with her to implement, but she's the principal, and she gets the concepts and then has a young person do it.
There you go.
I'll never forget when she became the national president of the
president.
Speakers
First.
Association, one of the things she announced is, "You will never find me wearing a pair of blue jeans."
Yeah, exactly. Unless it's made into a fancy hat. Did I tell you last time how to recruit geeks?
No.
Oh,
think so.
you got to know that. See, the young people will accelerate your success online because they're not going to have the experience of you ladies and the marketing and the sales and the experience that you had.
Go ahead.
But they have
tell us.
the technical stuff. Oh, I'm coming with it. Yeah. But they have the technical know-how. For instance, one of my students nicknamed me the King of Ka-ching because my email goes ka-ching when an order comes in. And you got to turn it off sometimes because it gets annoying. So,
You poor thing.
So I thought, I'd like to have that ringtone on my cell phone. But then I'm sitting there thinking, it'll take me all day to figure this out. It's not worth it. And one of the young girls in the office came and took the phone, came back in 10 minutes, and it goes ka-ching. Do I know how she did it? No. Do I care? No. Does it go ka-ching? Yes. All right. So that's the kind of speed that you can get when you combine a young person that's tech savvy with a more mature person that's got the ideas and the bigger picture of the world. All right. So how do you recruit these people? So the first thing is you want to call up a high school, and not a ritzy neighborhood high school, because they got more money than you do, and they don't need you. You call up a blue collar high school and you ask for the guidance counselor, or you ask if they have a computer teacher or a computer club. And you get a hold of those teachers, and they know who all the little nerds are, all the little geeks. What you want is the kid that's never going to get a date in his entire life. That's the kid you want, because they love their computers, right? And so now you can't just go down there and say, "Hey, I want a kid," because at least that's what the policeman told me.
Don't do that.
Right, so you call them up, and then you go in person, you dress up nice, and you take your business card and you show them, "I'm a real person and I have work for kids evenings, weekends, and summer." You can't compete with the school day, right? And then they will find the kids that are interested, and they will get in touch with the parents, and then you make a deal with the parents. And sometimes they don't even work where you are. They're just do stuff remotely. But here's the key: you don't pay them by the hour, right? Because they'll be playing on their cell phone for 99% of the hour. So you pay them by the job. So if they're supposed to put up 5 web pages for you, well, you can go look at them, and if they're acceptable, they get paid. If they're not, then they got to go do it till they get paid. And you don't have to worry about micromanaging and they're not doing the work, say. And then the beauty of it is they all know each other. So if they're like little roaches running around, all right, they all know each other. And if one of them doesn't know how to do something, they know who does. I got this job one time. I needed a big graphics job for a big DVD album and the cover and all the DVDs. And so I was telling this one geek that works for me, and I said, "I got to get this done." And he says, "Well, I'll call my buddy that he freelances for the Four Seasons hotel chain graphics." And I said, "Are you crazy? 4 Seasons, that's going to cost a fortune." And then this little geek, they will abuse you some. Like he says, "Shut up." And then he calls his friend. His friend says, "Take a picture of your boss," across his desk. And the next day, the whole job was done. 6 CDs, DVDs, and the cover art, everything perfect. $125.
Oh my God.
He told me he told my geek he would have charged the Four Seasons between $4,000 and $6,000 for the job.
Wow.
See what I mean? And these kids are happy that they're thrilled that they're not flipping burgers or cutting grass for extra money or shoveling snow where some of you live. So this is a really powerful way. And the people that do this, you run into some kids that just don't make it. But when you find that right kid, I mean, we had kids riding his bike to work, and doing stuff. Even when he left for college, he was still working for me on the side, so, and the first one I recruited, you all were sitting down on your butts, since this is butt camp, folks. He just sold his third startup.
Wow.
$340 million to,
Oh my
he sold
gosh.
Pluto.tv to Viacom. He wrote an article for Forbes magazine crediting me for starting him out.
Oh,
So
feel good.
well, not as good as a couple million would, but
I was going to ask that next.
no, I told him next time I come to LA, you're buying dinner, buddy.
Yeah.
So this is a major thing. And the people that resist this, they just fight with their computer, because none of us grew up with computers. In my age, anyway, you young ladies probably did, but not me.
No.
And so there's only so much psychic energy in a day. I want you using it to create products and sell things and create, promotions and take care of customers, not fight with your computer. And that's the biggest thing with my students that I have to impress upon them. You never hear the old fable of sharpening the axe?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where two guys are trying to contest to chop a tree down, for the listeners that don't know this. And the one guy is beating the tree to death with this dull axe and just killing himself. Other guy's just sitting back, sharpening his axe, and then he cuts the tree down like lickety-split. That's what it is by learning how to use your computer better. I would have the kid, he was a little Russian kid. He would stand behind me and watch me work. And he would be ready. You'd see the smoke pouring off his head because he's ready. He says, I can't believe somebody making so much money is so stupid. Will you just click here? And he was always right. I let him abuse me. And still to this day, I use a lot of the things he taught me in 1997. Speed techniques with the computer and stuff. So not only will they get things done that you'll never figure out, they will teach you things that you will use for years to come. So it's a big deal in me and my students.
I want to ask you something about your spiritual life, and here's why.
Which spiritual life is that?
Here's why.
Okay.
Well, because as I started 2021, I said, I am tired of working so hard. I do not understand this technology. I want somebody to show me how to make it easy. And here you are. And I just don't know how you got that message.
Oh, I see. I was sent to you. I'm an angel from I don't know, Microsoft land or something.
I think one of the reasons why most of the people that are our age and older resisted is because we were told that we had to go overseas to get somebody. But what you're saying is fresh and unique, and we really appreciate that. Right here in our own town, in the high schools or junior high, we can find someone who speaks our language, and we can knock on their door if we need to.
Well, you might not speak your language exactly. The way they use emojis now, they can barely speak English at all.
Yeah.
But they're not going to know and have your experience. But that's the beauty, the yin yang of it. You have the experience and the vision of what needs done. They have the technical expertise to get it done in a hurry, rather than you fighting for hours and hours and hours and maybe never get it done.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had one of my clients asked me, I asked her, how would you like to pay? And she said, oh, I'd like to use Venmo. And I'm like, Venmo?
Venmo.
And I was like, what is that? And she's like, really? And I was like, yeah, what is that? And she goes, well, it's and she tried to explain it to me. And I'm like, can't you just, give me a credit card or send me a check or something? And she's like, you need to get with it, girl. This is the way of the future.
Yeah.
And I went, okay.
Yeah, it's owned by PayPal, and it's a way that you can send money, cell phone to cell phone.
And they don't take a chunk out of it like PayPal does.
Yeah. Well, they've I know for this bad season we're in, they've knocked out fees and things. I just heard on the radio today, but yeah, I mean, there's all that stuff. Like this kid that I was just telling you about, he doesn't even use email anymore. Oh. And I make the bulk of my money on email, but he doesn't even use email at all. You got to message him through Messenger, Facebook Messenger, if I want to talk to him. So yeah, it's a changing thing. But see, if the kids are around, they're going to have you up to speed before you even know you need to be up to speed, because they'll be telling you this stuff and showing you how to do it, and then you'll be the cool grandma on the block, or
That's right.
Oh, I think that is so brilliant, Tom, because I've watched you, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 years now over the internet, of course. I didn't know you until just this past year. But the things you have come up with are just so out of the box. And I love that.
I spend a lot of time alone, so,
Sitting on your butt.
I got time to think this stuff up. I mean, really, I was the baby of the family in a 2-horse town of 500 people. Still to this day, my hometown is 500 people, and we lived in the suburbs. So it was like I became very creative because you had nobody to play with. There was just think of so I'm alone now, 11,000 square feet. I'm sitting here by myself tonight, and Christmas Eve, I built a sound booth in my house. Everybody was putting the Christmas tree up. I'm building a sound booth. My podcast is called Screw the Commute because I never had a job. I've always had my own business. But when you're not commuting and making somebody else rich, I mean, if you saw my resume, it looks like BS because how could one person do so many things? Because I'm not in traffic all day long. You can live 2 or 3 lives. So and now they got a name for it, lifestyle business. Well, I had a nightclub. I lived above the nightclub. So technically I had a nightclub in my house. So it's, and you do your own thing. So you have time to be creative and stop and think, and it's quiet and you can research and get ideas from other people. But these kids, keep you young. Everybody that works here, way younger than me, and they come up with stuff and they say, "Hey, Tom, try this, try that." Okay, I never heard of that. Well, they did because they're in that market. See, they're younger.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Tom, I have a question for you, and this is a very serious question. I hate to bring everybody down, but over the last couple weeks, we've had a lot of people tell us that they've lost their job or they finally got the notice that their business is closing and they're going to have to, find something else, and they don't know what to do. They have no idea. Would you recommend that they just try to start their own thing or that they go back to trying to find a job or both? Well,
here's the thing. I have to repeat something that I said last time that probably surprised you, but when we were faced with this situation, how do you make money quickly online? It's eBay. You can, by tomorrow, you can have money coming in. They'll teach you how to do it. You can clean your basement out and sell stuff around the world. And I think I told you about the story of this single mom friend of mine that was she went to yard sales once a week on Saturday, and she'd go on her cell phone. It's too bad Lady Lou can't do this one, but she would go to eBay and see what the item is selling for. If it was a good deal, she'd buy it at the yard sale, come home and resell it. She was clearing $1,100 a week, single mom. Yeah, from doing that. And I know I told you about the bra story.
Yeah.
This guy's why his daughter's selling used bras, making $200,000 a year. So
if you didn't watch his show the last time, you need to go back and look at it. It was, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Go back and check it out because that really is a good story.
See,
That's a fantastic story.
I didn't try to do that, but they threw me out of the thrift store because a weirdo.
Weirdo alert! Weirdo alert! Looking at the bras again.
Yeah, that's probably not the best for me, but yeah, I mean, trying to start a whole e-commerce thing like I have takes a while. But there are mechanisms that you can do, within a couple days that can start bringing cash flow. One is Kindle ebooks. You don't even have to have a website. And people say, "Well, I can't write a book." Yes, you can. I've taken people that, the one guy was virtually illiterate and he still wrote a book because he talked it. And then somebody else, a retired English teacher, edited it and made it nice and he sold it. So, and the thing that's nice about Kindle is you don't have to have a website. You don't have to have a shopping cart, nothing. I mean, it's better if you do, but they've got millions of people already coming to Amazon with their wallet out ready to buy. So So that's one method. eBay is another method. YouTube is another method where you can do videos right on yourself. Well, again, Louise can't do it.
Poor Lady Lou.
She's going to have to recruit a lot of young geeks.
Oh no, we'll get her an 8mm film camera.
There you go.
So you can start a YouTube channel. I had a neighbor that kind of found out about me and asked me to help her little girl become a YouTube star. And I thought, oh man, because I don't usually deal with kids, little kids. I mean, she's 7, cute as a button, little 7-year-old. And I was almost trying to talk her out of it, but I said, okay, I'll humor her and I'll go look at YouTube and figure out what these little ones are doing. I could not find in the first 10 pages of results a little kid video with less than 1 million views. Couldn't.
Wow.
And some of their channels had 1 billion views. Okay. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars just with little kids playing with their toys, opening up toys and talking about what they like. This one kid got a sponsorship from Colgate where they took the whole family out to show all the little kids' toothbrushes, and the little kids got him on his channel and sponsored by Colgate. So if you have a little kid, or if you can borrow or steal one somewhere, I don't know. Some people want to get rid of them, it's cheap. So, YouTube is a thing. I mean, it's an estimate. They don't know. They never tell you for sure. It's kind of a secretive thing. But for every million views, that's $4,000 in ad revenue. And it's not for sure, but that's roughly. So some of these things have 23, 24 million views of little kids playing at Chuck E. Cheese or something, which is $80,000, $90,000 for one video. All right. See, so there's opportunity out there, but see the problem is there's so many ripoffs out there. It's too easy to get sucked down holes. These people are great copywriters. In other words, they can write words and do videos to make you think something is really great when it isn't. And so if you don't know or can't trust people, you could get taken really easy. Like, they're so good at writing copy. It's kind of like you can pour sugar all day long on a piece of poop, dog poop, but it's not going to turn into candy. Okay. So you got to be careful of getting sucked into everybody that's writing all these great things. You got to just be careful who you deal with. But the opportunities are just outrageous that you can do online. So
give us more. So we've got YouTube, we've got Kindle, we've got eBay. How about
Etsy?
Etsy. Okay.
Etsy, again, you don't have to have a website. They collect the money. We have a dog site on a Dog Mom Shop, it's called, and you don't have to have any inventory. It's print on demand for clothing. So all you have to do is come up with graphics, and then you display them on hoodies and tote bags and all this kind of stuff. There's 3 sites about that: Etsy, Cafe Press, and Zazzle. Now, Zazzle and Cafe Press have over 1 million different items. You can put your graphic on, make a store for free, drive people there, and you get a 17% royalty with no inventory, no cost whatsoever. And if they buy something from somebody else, you get a percentage of that too while they're over there. So, and they got everything you can imagine. They got iPad covers and tote bags and onesies for babies and everything, just whatever you can possibly think of is over there.
I got a specialized mug for Christmas for my granddaughter who loves dogs. I took pictures of her dogs and put one with her and made a mug for her for Christmas. She loved it.
All that kind of stuff is available to you with no website and no real investment other than if you're good at graphics, you can make your own graphics and put them up there. So So yeah, there's all kinds of opportunity there, and there's opportunity just being a service person for something else. I have the only licensed dedicated internet marketing school in the country. It's a distance learning school, and we have one girl there. Youth is highly revered. I talked about young geeks, right? In the internet profession. So within 1 month of being in the school, she was making $1,100 a month on a side. Within 3 months, she was making $3,000. Within 4 months, she was making $6,000 a month. And all she was doing was telling people that she would take their social media off their back for them. And off their plate, so that they don't have all these small businesses know they need social media, but they have no clue what they're doing. And so she says, I'll do it for you. You pay me so much a month. I'll take care of all of it. And people just started throwing money at her because most small businesses just don't know what to do. They know they need it, but to do it correctly takes them, have to know what you're doing. Most people just waste their time playing Candy Crush or stupid things like that and don't make any money with it. So that's a method that somebody could just offer themselves up as it's a virtual assistant in a specific field. But there's plenty of people. My dog trainer right now is desperate for somebody to answer the phone. They're doing $30,000, $40,000 a month in dog training in the pandemic. And so can't possibly keep up with the phone calls. They got a waiting list for people who want their dog trained. So she's looking for somebody remotely to handle the calls, schedule the consultations, and do all that stuff. She said, "I'll pay whatever. I don't care how much it is. If I miss the call, I could miss thousands of dollars in dog training." So there's all kinds of small businesses out there that, and they especially know now that you don't need to be working at their location. You can work remotely. And you can have multiple.
That has changed the world a million times over, hasn't it?
I wouldn't want to be a commercial real estate broker at this time. I know I left my school building. I was paying $7,500 a month for a building, and it's empty. Everybody's working at home. So all these companies are getting the idea. We don't need the $50 a square foot real estate for you to sit there. There's something you could sit at home and play with the kids and do your laundry while you're writing a blog post for us. See? Yep. And so there's more opportunity than ever to work from home while your kids are, becoming dumber and dumber because nobody will teach them anything anymore. They won't let them go to school. So a lot of people had to quit their jobs, and then they sit there and they're watching their kids, but the kids getting dumber and the parents not making any money. But it doesn't have to be that way if you get these kinds of skills. Right?
Well, maybe you could get your kids involved in earning the money too. Yeah.
We had an 8-year-old write 3 books, and we had a 12-year-old write 3 books. I can't remember the 8-year-old books, but the 12-year-old wrote 3 books. He says, 21 things I wish my parents knew, 21 things I wish my teachers knew, and 21 things I wish my friends knew. Three different books, 12 years old, and the 8-year-old, I can't remember what she wrote about, but yeah, there's just more opportunity than ever if you're willing to, learn what you got to learn. Doesn't cost much. And you don't even have to be great at internet stuff to be a virtual assistant. If you're just reliable and willing to take phone calls, and, reliability is the biggest thing, is just be there and take calls and schedule things for people and book, flights for them, things like that. A lot of the VAs in the U.S. are getting $30 to $50 an hour.
Ooh, nice. A
lot of people go to the Philippines, and get them for $1.74 an hour, with no payroll tax. But the work is out there because the businesses are opening up, working remotely, and so it's not weird at all. It used to be in the old days; it was always a ripoff. Work from home. Now it's the way it's done.
So before, I think it was before the show, we were talking about people misspelling your name and calling you Tom Antion.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, how obviously you got started as a kid when you didn't have anybody around, but I've noticed that a lot of people are afraid to take some of
Mhm.
the steps that you're talking about. So I wanted to ask you, uh, do you have some tips for taking action? How does a person get themselves into action on the things that you're talking about
Well, they,
besides getting hungry?
I mean, they could just go to YouTube. I mean, I've learned so many things off of YouTube. Now, I'm upset with their politics and the way they censor people and all that, but you can just learn all kinds of things on YouTube, and also they got to watch their wallet. They got to be careful because, like I said, everything looks great when you pour sugar all over it, but then when you start smelling the, you know, uh, and then you lost your money. So you got to be very careful who you deal with. But and see, I didn't have the fear of failure. I had really, really good dad that promoted me. I think I told you the story about like that baby behind me. That was me being taught to overcome obstacles when I was a little kid. And so I always had that go get 'em thing. So you have to, what they call fail fast. You have to not be afraid of failing, but you have to fail fast. You don't want to take 6 years to find out your idea is stupid. All right. You want to find that out in a hurry. And there's tools that you can find out. We call it keyword research online, where you can see how many people are looking for certain things. And some are obvious. Like, for instance, I have a site called Fatso Tennis. It's a site for overweight and out of shape people that love tennis. But tennis, people are fanatic about certain things: dogs, cats, golf, tennis. All of these things, there's fanatic people in them that'll spend all kinds of money. So all you have to do is jump into the market, and you don't even have to have a product in the market because of what is called affiliate marketing. So you could let's say your kids are into soccer. You start interviewing the soccer coaches at all the high schools about how to help your kid excel in soccer, put it together into an ebook, and then sell it to parents that all the kids are into soccer now instead of football. So there's just all these. I mean, the hardest part, Ilene, is there's so many things you could do. Is picking one to do it. But I try to get people to do things that they really enjoy and that they may be spending money on already, like making your hobbies tax deductible. I know I talked about that last time, but that way they're going to get a tax deduction and maybe make money on stuff that their family is doing already: camping, soccer, travel. Their vacations could be tax deductible if they do a travel vlog and do videos and report back and all that stuff. And yeah, you can get the kids involved in all that stuff. So the opportunities are massive, but you have to somehow get a therapist like you to teach them how to not be afraid of everything. Because as long as you keep the money low, there's not much to lose by doing this. You can try things.
I teach an entire class on fearless living because I was afraid for 50 years and finally figured out you can't get rid of emotion, but you can take your fear and take it from this big down to that big. And that's what I teach people how to do. So it is possible.
Yeah. People love that. Is it called an acronym or what? The false expectations appearing real.
Tom, I want to discuss something that I just noticed about a month ago. So I started, I work in a place where a lot of lawyers come in, and they all kept asking me, "Are you a notary? Are you a notary?" And I finally was like, "Well, okay, do you want me to be a notary? Well, I'll pay you $50 if you, just be a notary when I come in with a client." Because they said they are a notary, but they don't like notarizing their own thing.
Right. Yeah.
So it started me down this path where I was watching people on YouTube, and I noticed this guy literally about a month ago. He already has 1,042 subscribers on his channel. And all he's doing is talking about his day in the life of being a notary.
Exciting life. Yeah.
I guess all you have to do is research something that's very popular, right?
Well, I wouldn't say becoming a notary is popular, but the thing is, he's carved out a little niche, or if you come from the good side of tracks, it's niche, so he's carved out a little thing that's him, that he's making money on doing and telling other people how to do it. So that's one of the best ways to do things, is become good at something and do it, and then teach somebody else to do it. That's how I got into Internet Mr. Guru, because I was just doing it to sell my own stuff. But then I got so good at it, people noticed and asked me to teach them. So I have selling my own stuff and teaching others how to do it. So that's what this guy's doing. It's just, I wouldn't say it's that people, tackle him to get his autograph. Well, maybe they do, because he's a notary. He's got to
You are good. You are so good.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you can make $50, I mean, it's not that hard to become a notary if you're no felon, I guess. But people wouldn't think of that, as a side hustle. I know last time we refinanced something, I don't know, some lady came in with a stack of things this big and said, I'm a notary too, so we don't have to go anywhere. You can just sign the papers here. Great. Awesome. And the mortgage company paid her, I'm sure, so, but I get it free when I go to the bank. They always have one sitting around at the bank for their customers, but still $50 from a lawyer, I'll take it any day. Yeah. For a signature.
But Marian, you have become a notary, have you not?
Yes, I did. I did the process of becoming a notary, and I am now what you call a mobile notary.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a fun opportunity for me, because I do like people and I like getting out.
Yeah, and they're doing all kinds of stuff mobile. They got mobile mechanics. They got mobile dog groomers. Yeah.
And I noticed that a lot of people, especially right now, want me to notarize their information outside. So we've been told to, have like a little portable table with us, we wear a mask and stay our distance and everything, but it works out fine. I don't know. I just found it so fascinating to watch this gentleman go from 0 to 1,400 in a month. 1,400 subscribers who are commenting and liking and sharing. I found it fascinating. So I guess my thought with talking to you about it is, how do we go about finding something that we think would be fascinating or popular, because we wouldn't want to pick a niche or pick something that is too oversaturated or too undersaturated?
Well, first of all, it's easy to see is by typing it into the search bar at YouTube, whatever idea you have, and just see how many people are concentrating on it. But he's doing something that's, like I said, probably one of the least popular things on the face of the earth, and he still got 1,400. There's just a big world out there, right? So, if it's not that popular, that can be a good thing, because it's going to be less competitive. See, how did go ahead.
I'm sorry, but it seems to me you've been talking about doing things that either catch your eye or say something to your own heart. You're sort of going, Tom, by what interests you. Are you not?
I am, as long as it's got money potential. And so it just so happens that I have a protection dog company, because I love dogs anyway. And so these things sell starting at $20,000. So I take the orders and then I pass them on to the trainers to do the training. The tennis, I'm a tennis nut, so I did something with tennis. Now I did have, but you don't have to, because for a long time, I had the #1 golf site on golf articles for 10 years straight. And I hate golf. I wouldn't go on a golf course if you held a gun to my head. All right. So, or a golf club to my head. So, but it's popular, so that was an obvious one. But I tend to teach people to do something you like, because it won't be as much work. If you're up late and you have to do something with regard to something you like, it's much easier than if it's drudgery for you. So yes, I do believe in doing stuff you like, as long as there's money potential. If it's something that's so obscure that there's no money in it. Like, for instance, there was a big fad a while back on scrapbooking. There was even stores open up, scrapbooking stores. I knew that wasn't going to last, because, people just probably it was a fun thing for kids to do, but they're not going to be there for 10 years buying stuff. Say, I like stuff that people are going to buy stuff for over a long period of time. I had some customers been buying stuff for me for 28 years,
Nice.
long before the internet was around. So that's the kind, you want to think a little bit about, all right, is this a long-term thing or a one-shot deal? For instance, I had the eulogy ebook. Well, guess what? They're not going to buy stuff over a long period of time, the people that bought the eulogy book. All right. So, and then I was looking for an upsell. Once they buy one thing, you offer them something else. So I was like, a coupon for caskets, or I don't know. So, and then I had wedding books, wedding speeches and wedding vows and wedding receptions. But those people they spend money once and then that's it. So I was happy with the money. I made a lot of money doing that, but those people bought one thing and that was it. Now, the people that buy the internet stuff and my public speaking stuff and tennis stuff, they buy stuff forever because they're fanatic about that topic. So even if you like it, you got to think, is this a one-shot deal, or could I sell people stuff for over and over? Because once you get a customer once, they're more likely to buy something from you the next time if they had a good experience and there's a reason for them to buy something. But if it's a wedding speech book, well, how often are they going to need that? So
it depends. People who've been going through COVID have been having a high rate of divorce, I hear.
Well, I actually have a divorce book out too under a pen name. It's 101 questions to ask your divorce lawyer. And under a pen name, Lisa Roberts. So, hey, did you hear? Speaking of divorce, did you hear about the Barbie divorce doll that they have out there? Yeah, it comes with everything Ken had.
Poor Ken. But Tom, tell us about the free offer for the book you've written on the tips you've used to automate your business.
Yeah, one of the things. There's so many tools out there that you can use some of them are right in front of your face. And is that a dog? Bring him on. Bring him on.
Oh my goodness. My room is full of dogs suddenly. I've got a golden retriever here.
I knew it was a dog.
Hey.
Retriever.
Pumpkin.
And she's driving. Her name is Sushi.
Oh, Sushi.
Yeah. Yeah, hold on a second. I've got to get her out of here.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
So I'll show you the one that was making noise. This is Pie.
Oh, hi, Pie. Hi.
She's very territorial, and she doesn't like Sushi coming into her territory.
Oh, wow. Well, back to the book, Tom.
Oh, yeah. So anyways, all these tools in front, it allows me to. I've handled up to 150,000 email subscribers and 40,000 customers with one part-time temp person. In fact, the only time I started hiring a lot of people was when the accountant told me I had too much retained earnings. I said, you mean I got to pay more taxes because I have been keeping my nose clean and not buying yachts and airplanes and stuff? Yeah, he said. So I started hiring people. I'd rather hire people than buy bombs, So anyway, these tools are cheap or free, and many of them are on your computer already. It's just learning how to use them. So it allows me to handle enormous numbers of people really fast. And it saved me carpal tunnel. Just one of the tips in the book has saved me 7.5 million keystrokes. We actually tried to estimate it a couple of years ago. So anyway, if you want to grab a copy of that, we sell it for $27, but it's yours free. For listening to this show, and it's screwthecommute.com/automate free. Screwthecommute.com/automate free. You can download it right there. You'll be reading it in 5 minutes. 10 minutes later, you should be working faster than you ever did, or saving yourself a lot of work.
Oh, thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a huge gift. We appreciate that.
Right,
and I know our audience is going to enjoy it too. Because I mean, how many things have you gotten free that you could really use?
Oh, that's the thing. A lot of the freebies they give away to get your email address is just a couple pages of junk, but I don't roll that way. One of my philosophies is you put out great stuff all the time so that no matter whether it was free or paid, you want people to think, and this is a good lesson for everybody out there, you want them to think, I can't believe I got such great value for so little money or for free. Because then your reputation starts to build. Sometimes I don't even write a sales letter anymore because people know if my name's on it, it's going to be good.
That's right.
And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that's what you work towards, so that by going, so many people nowadays want to give the least value and get the most money for it. But if you flip that, you can have a 44-year career and people not chasing you around and refunding and all the bad things that can happen.
Wow, well, you've done it right, Tom, and we appreciate that. And knowing all the stories are so fun. Now, our new show is called Opportunity Knocks. So we would love to have you come back. Would you be willing to come back?
I couldn't hear right. It didn't say opportunities knocked up, did it? Is that what you said? I don't know if these things are working right.
Knocks. And we'd love to have you come back. And it's during the day now. 10 o'clock, will be at 11 o'clock Eastern time on a Tuesday. Would that work for you?
I'm up by that time. Yeah.
Joys of working from home.
I have one final question for you, Tom.
Sure.
Are you on TikTok?
No.
Oh.
I don't. Here's why. I wasn't on Facebook till they had 1 billion users. Because I've been through all the stuff over all the years, seen them come and go, like MySpace, right? And so that was the end all be all. And now what is it now? Nothing. So I don't get on anything until it's a long track record, because the cutting edge stuff is, or they call it the bleeding edge, because it's always the most expensive, the most hassle, the most bugs in it, and the least returns. So I wait until it's, very, very well established before I do anything. And it's just saved me a lot of hassle of, going with fads. In fact, an article came out the other day. Oh, TikTok's almost dead again, or on its way down again. And of course, all the people screaming about the connection with foreign stuff. And, so you don't know if it's going to last. Plus, I'm not sure I'm cut out for it. Tell you the truth, just watch it, see some of the stupid stuff's on there.
Well, what they have is an algorithm that you train. So if you train them, you want stupid stuff, you're going to get stupid stuff. But if you train them that you just want tips and stuff, like, I only watch people who have iPhone tips and gardening tips and cooking tips and stuff.
I have nothing against it. It's
awesome.
Just that
I would follow you if you were there.
Oh,
so
thank you. I just wait until something is really clearly established, because I got so many other things that can make money.
That's
I'm going to figure out a way to dress up, maybe, so they don't notice me when I go to the thrift stores looking for those bras.
Oh, yeah. Right. Put a wig on.
If you decide to wear a dress, please shave your legs.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'll be a tip off. You won't get very far.
Well, what fun we've had, Tom. Thank you so much for being here again.
My pleasure. It's fun to be with you.
And we thank our audience. We thank you, Ilene. You're so sweet, and we're going to miss you, but we'll bring you back on our Opportunity Knock show too.
Okay, when you have Tom next, bring me on so I can joke with him. Otherwise, we'll have to get on TikTok so we can tell each other jokes, Tom.
You need to get a geek. You need to get a geek, Ilene.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Propeller head. We also call them propeller heads.
Today you have been the answer to my dreams. I just want to tell you that, telling all the things that you were suggesting. I've been going, I need to know this, I need to know that, and you just walked in here and laid it out for me. So thank you.
Don't need to know.
We love you, Tom.
You three are the answer to my dream.
And we'll see you next time on our Opportunity Knocks. Bye, everyone.
Bye.